The Squeaky Shoes Adventure. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Lily who loved her brand new, shiny red shoes. There was only one problem: they squeaked. A lot. Every time Lily took a step, the shoes went squeak, squeak. It was like having two very loud rubber ducks tied to her feet. One morning, Lily put on her squeaky shoes and decided to walk to school. But as soon as she stepped out the front door, squeak, went the left shoe. Then, squeak, went the right. The birds flew off, and Mrs. Wiggly's cat jumped 2 feet into the air. Lily tried tiptoeing. Nope, squeak. She tried hopping on one foot. Still, squeak. Then she tried walking sideways like a crab. That just made both shoes squeak at the same time, squeak squeak. She finally gave up and decided to just walk normally. If they're going to squeak, I'll make them squeak loudly, she thought. As she marched down the street, something strange happened. The neighborhood dogs, hearing the squeaks, started following her. First, there was a little dachshund, then a bouncy golden retriever, and even Mr. Barkley's giant street Bernard. They all fell in line behind her like she was the leader of a squeaky shoe parade. By the time Lily got to school, she had a whole pack of dogs, cats, and even a curious squirrel marching along with her. Her best friend, Tim, saw her coming and burst out laughing. "Lily, are you starting a pet parade?" Lily laughed too. "I guess my shoes are more powerful than I thought." At recess, Lily's classmates wanted to hear the legendary squeak shoes. She gave them a demonstration, stomping around in circles, making the shoes squeak louder and louder. The kids cheered, and even the teachers smiled. Later that day, during science class, the teacher, Mrs. Bumble, asked, "Does anyone have an example of a sound that travels through air?" Lily proudly raised her hand. "Yes, my shoes." And then, to everyone's surprise, Mrs. Bumble said, "Well, I suppose that's technically correct." By the end of the day, Lily had become famous for her squeaky shoes. People would stop her on the street just to hear the legendary squeak. Even the mayor invited her to the town's annual parade, asking if she would lead the way with her squeaky shoes. Lily learned that sometimes, the things that seem annoying or embarrassing can turn out to be the most fun. Plus, she always knew when the dogs were following her. And as for the shoes, well, Lily wore them until they were so worn out, they didn't squeak anymore. But by then, she didn't need squeaky shoes to make people smile. She had her own way of making life a little bit louder and a lot more fun. The end.